Hello, how's everyone? Um, this is Dance Without Music, Precision. It's an update on Precision. I mean, this program, as far as Dance Without Music, it's been going on for close to I think it's going on 3 years, okay? And there's a lot of things that I can't say because, I have to get information for the people who have been following through, and there's some new people. So the only thing I can say is, if you go to the former ones, you understand what I'm talking about because there's a lot of terms that we've been going over. I'm not totally ready for precision to get into a precision lesson, but this is an update as far as how far I've been getting. I like to finish things to a level to where you could see something, but this one is really, like I said, it's precision, and it's talking about things, and it's dealing with things that we've been going through the last this is my plant. I just love it. I wanted to show you this plant. I mean, it's growing, but I don't know about the watering anyway. I just kind of put this plant in a little bit because I love my plant. So anyway, what I was saying is that um, this has been going on for a long time as far as Dance Without Music, and there's a lot of terms, and we went through a lot. If you have been following through, like I said, this is an update, and the things that I'm going to talk about is things I have learned thus far. I can't really get into a lesson as far as because it's not complete. I like to complete the lesson, but it's taking too long to process and do all of the new things as far as precision is concerned. So the only thing I could do now is express to you how the things that I have learned thus far. One thing I want to stress is that when you get into a new section and you start learning these things, when you learn something new, there may be a little bit depression because everything, like for instance, if you learn something that's really going to help you, okay, and you study it and you've studied it, maybe you did it for maybe like a year or 2 years, or maybe like a year, and you notice that there's some kind of like, it seems like a depression, but not everything is depression. Because in order for you to make things new, in order for you to see things in a different light, you have to shed the things that you were before. So when you're shedding like things that didn't work for you, you're going to go through sort of like a depression. But it's not like a chronic depression or anything like that. You just got to be familiar with it, because like when you're studying, a lot of people don't realize, because I went to college late, as you should know, if you've been following YouTube's. And there's sometimes I kind of got depressed, but it's not depression. I wish there was another word. They call everything depression. But when you shed the old things that you believed in, and then you're coming to learn about something, replenishing yourself, where there's going to be a process to where you kind of feel like you're gone or something like that. But it's not that you're gone, because you got to look at the things that you did. And I would say to myself, well, I'm going to school. This is going all right. This is going all right. This is going all right. So evidently it must be the fact that I'm studying too much. That's why a lot of times it's good to take breaks and things like that. That's something I have to let you know, because it happens all the time. But it came to a point to where I had to realize, like, oh, because I'm studying this and I'm doing very well, so I'm shedding a lot of things, that misunderstandings. And when you shed misunderstandings, and when you shed things that you did wrong, that you were doing wrong, and when you shed it, it's like you're losing something. But then after a day or two, you go, oh wow, now I have this and now I have that. If you follow along with dancehall music, you'll understand my kind of language that I'm speaking. So now this is just an update to show you some of the things. Like I said, it's not ready, but it's continue the process progress. I was doing precision, and I actually didn't realize that I was wanting to help other people because it's not really all the things that I am interested in, but I have to be interested in them. It's hard for me to explain, but I didn't know that it was going to affect me to where I started processing everything that I have been teaching, okay? Like, for instance, no gravity, okay? And it continually progresses. My capabilities continue to progress because I shed the wrong thing as far as gravity is concerned, okay? I mean, it's not true. And how can a concept, I can answer one question for you. How can a concept like gravity affect you? Well, it can. And because I got to a point to where I can show you some things, it will show you, I'm going to show you how gravity, the concept itself really doesn't help you, okay? First of all, if you have gravity in your mind, you won't be able to see the things that I've been explaining to you for so long. This one can't be as long, but as soon as you come to a realization that there's no gravity, you're allowing your mind to see what's actually happening. I got one experiment for you. I'm here and I'm in the bathroom, but I want to show you this experiment. And this is one experiment. So I can't spend too long because I got so many things. I got a Spanish class coming up. And I got out here a little bit early and I wanted to talk about this. So these are some of the points that I came up with that you can see. With gravity, you cannot. This is happening, okay, this is water, and you know this is weight, okay, and this is water, and this is weight, okay. So this is sort of one aspect of just walking, okay. When you have gravity, you just let it happen, okay. Like I said, it's like a habit, and you just do this, but you can't question it because you have this gravity concept saying this can't be happening, okay? But when you take gravity away and when you get to this point, this is going to be very important, okay? So we have weight, and another thing too, remember when I said it's speed? Weight is a lot of things. It's speed. If I let go of this, it's going to drop, okay? And that's what we call speed. A lot of things we already have in this class, so I can't really go over. Our vocabulary is just for this class. So if I'm saying things that really don't make any sense or are so far away, it's because you haven't been through all the things that we've learned. So this is one experiment. We did experiments every so often. So once you forget about your gravity, okay, another aspect of gravity is speed. We went over that. And you see the speed at which, I can't explain it. So anyway, this is speed. This is weight. It's weight because I'm not dropping it. If I let it go, it's not weight anymore, it turns into speed. So now it's speed, and it's speed, and it's speed. I'm doing this lesson because I want you to let you know it's going to be a while before I can finish this precision because it's totally difficult, okay? I'm just showing you some of the points we're going to be going over, okay? So we have speed, that's speed, and this is like walking. This is one aspect of walking that you'll be able to see at a point in time once you get the gravity concept out of your mind. You have gravity, you can't, a concept gravity takes up a lot of space in your mind and a lot of visual things that you see mentally in your body. You can't see it because you got to cover it with gravity. So I'm not going to go through that more. I'm just going to go over this. So you see that, okay? So you see speed. Now, one thing I want you to notice is that this is an energy, because if I let, I can feel the energy trying to go down, but it's weight because I'm holding it, but I can feel the energy. So this is a form of energy, okay? However, there's another thing that you're overlooking. You notice what I'm doing. What I'm doing is another aspect. So when you release gravity, you see all that's happening, okay? You all will probably be more like X-Men. I mean, I'm not so much into like how far I can go with this, but some people are. So they'll do very well, and they'll teach a lot of other people. So here we go. We have that weight, okay? And then I'm gonna show you the weight. I can feel the weight, okay? Okay, see, I can feel the weight. But then there's an intelligence. And I have to say, and this is really gonna sound strange if you haven't been through this, Hydrogen X. I called it Hydrogen X. I needed a name. So my actually doing this is Hydrogen X. So you have an energy, which is the weight of the water, and then you have Hydrogen X, which is doing it. I mean, my hand is doing this. And we don't say hand. We have to use, we can't use terms because I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm totally into this realm of power, energy, and all this other stuff. So I have to say, remember, we call these tools, and this is a tool on the quadrant, on a right quadrant, or natural quadrant. This is the tool on the other quadrant. Okay, so we're using Hydrogen X to take this weight and put the weight in here. So see, this movement is Hydrogen X. So you have the Hydrogen X here, okay? And then you have this energy. Now it's a dead energy. So dead energy is like weight unless I move it, okay? Unless I let it go down, okay? So now I'm changing weight into speed, okay? And I'm doing it with the Hydrogen X, okay? Which is an intelligent, okay? Close to the, it has something to do with the control. But so we have the Hydrogen X. So now I'm gonna do it with you understanding that, okay? So you have that. So these are the things that's happening, okay? You can't see this if you believe in gravity because it's covering up a lot of things, that little fragile things that you can't see, okay? And you have to see it. When I say you see, you understand once gravity's finished over, once you complete the gravity out of your mind, you start seeing how your body, feeling certain things like the weight. You'll feel weight go into speed, and you'll feel that. And then you have to subtract. You have to subtract this energy from Hydrogen X. You're doing this, okay? You're moving this. And like, I could go like this, okay? And I'm moving this. And then I'm doing this. Hydrogen X. I'm moving this. The weight itself is an energy, but it's your Hydrogen X is controlling this weight. But you need it. I can go backwards, okay? See? And then my Hydrogen X pushes this here, and then pushes this here. And this is just an example that you're going to get to once you do this. Okay, so that's one. You'll get to that point to where you understand what I'm talking about. Now, this is another point. I have to move pretty fast because I have so many things to do. Okay, now, there was another thing that I had to go over, which this is, it's taken a long time, and not just a long time, but a lot of, it's pain, so many things is going on. Because I've been doing it so long, I can understand what's happening. I mean, some weird things happen because you have to be precise. It only works one way. I'm the person that showed you how it works. I'm going through all the problems and I'm just going to give it to you. But you have the problem of actually doing it, or you have to go through the problems of going through these YouTubes to figure it out of what I'm talking about. So that's the problem that you have. I have to actually go through it, and it's like it's like I can't do it. Sometimes I don't know if I could do it or not, but I know I can do it. But I'm very pessimistic, which is good. Okay, I'm sorry to say that, but when you're talking about something like this, you want to be pessimistic. I knew that there's a good being pessimistic is good at certain things. This is good because it keeps you being pessimistic as far as this is concerned. It keeps you at a slower pace. It makes you see something and then you believe it. I mean, because it's so intricate and because it's so complex, that's why if you're not kind of like pessimistic, and what I mean by pessimistic is saying, oh, this is not going to work, I don't think I can do things like that, because it kind of like slows you down, and that's good because it lets you see things for yourself. The only way you can believe it is if you actually can do it. So that's why I think, and we'll talk about that later on, about being pessimistic. I mean, it's just good. If you follow the tapes, you understand my language and what I'm talking about, because you don't want to rush yourself. You don't want to go over exert yourself. I mean, like I said, depression is good also in this, because it kind of like gets you prepared that, okay, yes, why am I a little bit depressed? It's because I just studied all of this, and then you're going to understand later on that, oh, now you get the benefit because you're dropping all those old things. So let me show you some of the other things that I learned, because I have to get going. So one of the things I had is, one of the hard things about this lesson, about precision, is that I'm thinking you don't know what's the right thing to do, okay? So this is one of the things which is a big thing that I can see now. First of all, the retrocé. Sorry, term. Retrocé, if you follow along, retrocé has a room. Both of the retrocé in the right quadrant or natural quadrant, and the retrocé going down, everything from the retrocé down on the other quadrant, there's a room. There's rooms, a lot of rooms. So when you're taking that energy, like I said, like this, if you don't do it exactly the right way that you're supposed to do it, like I'm telling you the right way, so you don't have to have as much, it's not as bad because I'm telling you exactly what's happening. It will be such a big relief. You'll see once you get there. So now that's one thing I found out. The room, there's a lot of rooms in the retrocé, from the retrocé down. Okay. Now, also, we come up with equipment. That's one point that I want to make. Equipment. So you have your equipment. Me doing this has equipment. Okay, this is equipment. The equipment is from the piso, which is the piso, the first floor, and the retrocé. There's pieces of equipment. Now, when I'm walking, I'm doing this, okay? Just like this. I'm working the equipment. But one thing that I've matured at is what's happening up from the piso up to the story. Well, it's balancing. And if you follow from a year ago, I told you we're balancing on balancing on balancing. With gravity, you can't even conceive of what I'm talking about, okay? So, because you know that you're that you have equipment, okay? The equipment is working. That means the equipment can work by itself, okay? The equipment from the piezo on down, and from up, we're balancing on balancing, okay? Which means it's two different things. So that means I can go like this, and I don't have to worry about this. The only thing I have to do is balance, because you have to control, you remember? And the control is working the equipment. And now, what do you do from the piezo up? You balance. It seems kind of strange. You probably don't know what in the world I'm talking about. But when you get to the point, you'll understand. Instead of thinking that I'm walking and I'm using everything, okay? Just telling you that will relieve a lot of pressure, a lot of tension. So now I don't have any tension, because I know, and this is one of the big points that I come up with, is that I have the equipment working. And the only thing I'm doing from the piezo up is just, it's balancing. So I can go like, so as far as dancing is concerned, we can go like this, okay? So now we just know that the only thing that we're doing at the top is just balancing, that's all, okay? And that's where we got now. I hope everybody enjoyed this lesson. I know it's quick and fast, but we're gonna get back into precision when I'm ready. I just wanted to let you know this, because I'm doing something, and I want to let you know that it's gonna continue, but you know, I mean, it takes time to process everything in order for us to get totally into precision again. I'm the type of person I like to finish and then show you what I finished, but it's going on so long, I had to just show you that I have progressed, okay? Because I gotta keep this Dance Without Music. This is going on a 3rd year. Thank you very much. I'm doing music that helps me out while I'm processing so much. I love it.